those on Facebook, you're going to hear it again. We're down at the MAC on Sunday, the 28th, against St. Cloud Black. Northern Lakes Lightning did face off against the St. Cloud Black earlier on in the year, first game of the year. Took the victory 6-4. We're back off, facing off with them again. A lot of improvements could have been seen between both teams. And here we go. Moroni with Kes and Evanson taking the drop. St. Cloud entering the zone, taking a shot, goes wide. St. Cloud first to get there. A little farther away this time. We're going to try to zoom in. Hopefully we'll keep it in focus. Kes taking a break off, and good stick on from St. Cloud, keeps it in. And a clear by the Northern Lakes Lightning. St. Cloud Tech gets clear. Kes trying to keep some pressure. Moroni keeping some pressure. And good clear by the Lightning. St. Cloud Tech catching up. No, not enough to take up, and that's going to be an offsides. Lightning coming off of a win from yesterday's matchup against Alexandria. District game, won in overtime. That is uploaded to YouTube, so if you want to watch that back in high definition, it is there. Lightning able to clear the zone, but St. Cloud taking possession of the neutral zone, entering back in the zone. Good pressure being kept by Kilmer. Knocks the puck loose. Carr is going to pick it up in the corner. And St. Cloud passes it back to the blue line, takes a shot. Saved by Peterson, bounce back. St. Cloud just grabbing it. Probably going to say St. Cloud Tech a few times today. Hopefully not many. Carr trying to maneuver it out. St. Cloud right there with them. Clear. Up to Daley. Daley's got Butcher sitting out front. Oh, good pass. Intercepted by number 7 of St. Cloud. Interrupts that pass. Good execution. Put one on net. Just gets some interruption. And St. Cloud able to clear the zone. Christenson off to the races, trying to get it clear. And St. Cloud gets a good stick on it, keeps it in play. St. Cloud taking possession, they're rounding out. And Peterson sits on it for a save. 12:34 remaining in the first period. Wins the face-off, takes a hard shot, goes wide of the net. Rounding back to the blue line, they're passing up front to top circle, but not able to get a shot off in time. Lightning trying to clear, but intercepted again by St. Cloud. They're trying to put one on net, gets interrupted, doesn't make it quite there. Kes picking it up, he's passing up to Moroni. Moroni sitting in neutral ice, he's coming in. Good St. Cloud, forcing him into the boards. Centering option, just off the stick of Gerhardt. Gerhardt trying to center it again for Kes, and just a little wide. Shot on goal. Peterson flecks it off into the corner. Kilmer trying to flip it out, and able to get it. Might be a little too much sauce on it. No, icing waved off already. Must have been a tip, or close to being a tip for St. Cloud. St. Cloud trying to clear it. Carr gets a stick on it. Kes is going to race off to the corner. Puts one right through the crease. Nobody there to help pick it up. St. Cloud off to the races. Dauber rushing back as well. Good sticks from Carr. Shot on goal. Glove saved by Peterson. Push to the back. St. Cloud's lining up a shot. Glove save again by Peterson. Butcher picking it up after face-off. Trying to get it clear. Just kept on by St. Cloud's stick. Centering option. Loose change out front. St. Cloud picking it up. Good pressure from Carr, keeping him from sneaking around from the corner. And a clear from the Lightning. St. Cloud entering the zone. Shot just goes wide. Pearson looked like he put a pad on, pushing off a little bit further. Behind the net, Evanson's trying to clear it. Hogue's on the other side. Gets it clear. St. Cloud there to take up. Kilmer's picking up neutral ice. Just a good stick from St. Cloud. Puts one on net, bouncing puck, and St. Cloud's electing the cover. Moroni there to pick it up. No player around. Had that experience yesterday. Loose puck, loose change, and getting a clear over to the corner. St. Cloud passing it through the neutral zone. Dauber left on defense, one-on-one. Shot blocked by Dauber. Moroni picking it up. He's got Daley with him. Oh, just off the stick. They will call an icing on this. And icing at 9:32 on the Lightning. We've seen the refs this year when the goaltender decides to cover and there's nobody around, the refs are going to say to keep playing the puck and toss it over to their own. St. Cloud pushing her out from the corner. They're trying to round back to the blue line. Centering option just bounced off their stick though. They're off the race to try to keep it in. No, bounces out. Moroni picking it up, using the boards. And St. Cloud able to get it clear. Moroni needs to get out, and they do pass it back to Christenson. Christenson's going to use the boards, push it in. Moroni keeping it in. He's going to elect to dump it deep. Cloud Tech trying to get it clear, able to do so. Just fans on passing it further. Carr pushing it up to Moroni. Icing waved off. St. Cloud picking up in the corner. Oh, that's going to be delayed penalty. And that's going to be a penalty on St. Cloud. Unsure. Tripping being called for St. Cloud. That's going to put us on our Buster's Masonry power play opportunity. 8:16 remaining in the first period. Scoreless game, 0-0 at the moment. Trying to clear. Dauber tries to put one on net, gets deflected off of St. Cloud. Kilmer's coming in, takes a shot, goes wide. Kes trying to meet it up in the corner. Butcher picking it up. Butcher puts one on, and it puts it in. First goal goes into the Lightning on a power play opportunity at 7:55. Stick, puck, net, boys. A lot of game left to be played, though. Fun game to be watching head-to-head here. Lost between some skates. Good poke check away from Kes. Pushing up the Carr. Carr's got Butcher. Shot on goal, saved by the Tendy. Bounces off to the side, Kilmer's up to the races, tries to dump it in. Carr pushing it back, not enough oomph, and St. Cloud's gonna pick it up. Kilmer trying to get a good stick on it, but St. Cloud still able to skate through at the neutral zone, but picked up by the Lightning just as they cross the blue line. Neutral zone discussion going, oh, that's gonna be a hand pass. Nope. Touch the Lightning first. Pushed up the Kes, one-on-one hockey, but St. Cloud coming in hot. Shot on goal, saved by the goaltender. Pushes it out, St. Cloud's gonna skate it out. Lightning getting the most of the line change. Daley skating in with it, just loses it, but gains it back, trying to center it up. He's got Moroni out front, but St. Cloud able to pick it up. Good stick on by Binda, battling. Evanson trying to get a clear from the St. Cloud and back and forth in the neutral. Horton trying to come in with it. Moroni's going to push it in deep. Puts it on Tendy, pushes it off to the corner. Daley battling off, pushes it deeper in the corner. St. Cloud first to get there. Horton trying to keep the pressure. Good stick on from, who was that, Horton. Just gets lost underneath some skates, but pushed back over to the boards. Moroni losing it. St. Cloud Tech picked it up at the blue line. Lightning trying to keep some pressure. And Lightning defense keeps it from getting a shot on goal, but there's a shot. Hard shot goes behind the net. Score 1-0, Lightning up. 5:39 left of the first period. Pass over to Carr. No hooking. Carr's going to take a shot, and he's going to put it in. .532 remaining of the first period. Lightning up 2-0. Still an evenly matched game, though. This has been a fun game to be watching. Hopefully you're enjoying it as much on your screen back at home. Just bounced off of Evanson's stick, and Kilmer's going to pick it up. He's going to approach the net, takes a shot, just goes wide. Kes there to pick it up on the corner. Looking for centering, but a good stick from St. Cloud, able to push it off. Carr trying to push some issue. Kilmer puts one on again. Tendy pushes it behind the net. Just through the crease, Kes pushes it. And St. Cloud able to maintain control. They're skating out of the zone. Gets their man out by the blue line. Looking for a backhanded. Peterson tries to put a glove down on it, but a hit on the side of the net, bounce free. And a good stick on it from Evanson, pushes off. Icing already waved off. Kes keeping the pressure. St. Cloud trying to round the boards, bounces off of Moroni's stick. No penalty. Didn't know if that was a trip or misfire. There we go. Peterson plays it as no St. Cloud around. Lightning pushes it up, hits Moroni, but bounces off the stick. St. Cloud misses their pass. Push it over to Moroni. Moroni puts one on net. And St. Cloud Tech elects to push it. Icing waved off as it does not have enough speed. Horton picking it up, trying to push it out. Pass intercepted by St. Cloud. Lost along the boards. St. Cloud maintaining control behind the net, trying to bounce it in front. Unable to do so. Horton's going to pick it up. Tries to hit Moroni neutral ice. He's got to turn around and pick it back up as St. Cloud puts a good stick on it. Moroni losing some gump and has to dump it back. St. Cloud Tech taking a shot. I think Looked like a hit the tip of Evanson, might have redirected it. Up to Moroni. Good stick by St. Cloud. They're going to dump it over. 2:50 remaining in the first. St. Cloud skating out of the zone. No pressure being forced on the neutral zone. Coming in. Stick comes in from Monty. And a shot, and they're going to call it. .239, St. Cloud closes the deficit by 1. Lightning 2-1, still up at 2:39 in the first. St. Cloud picking up at the blue line. Peterson wants to cover and have a new draw. Lightning trying to get a clear. Do so, forcing St. Cloud to take back up. Passing back and forth in neutral zone. Good pressure being kept. Dauber puts a good stick on it. Butcher, no. Daley trying to get to it. Trying to dump it deep from the red line from Carr. Carr entering the zone. Stick maneuvering through. And he's going to answer that goal with another. Putting the third one in the back of the net for the Lightning. Go 3-1 at the moment. Minute 46 remaining in the first. St. Cloud winning the faceoff. Moroni gets a good stick on it, passes it up to Kes, but just off the stick, it goes into St. Cloud's hands. They're trying to dump it in, but hits their own player. Moroni backhands it in a little bit deeper. Kes off to the races to try to match up with St. Cloud. Forces the handover. Kes trying to push it out front, unable to do so. Hits the back of the net, and St. Cloud's going to be able to maintain control. Moroni gets a good stick on it, pushes it back to Kilmer, and Kilmer's going to dump it in. St. Cloud unsure what to do with it. They're going to pass it over to the other side of the circle. Good block from Moroni. Moroni's going to push it over to Kes. Take a shot. Another shot. Still loose puck out there. I don't know what's going on. It's still loose. And they're going to call it. Holy. I'm not sure who got it, but Host was in the mix. Kes was in the mix. And might be one for the game sheets. And the goalie cam is sitting back there, so we'll see a clear picture on the later upload for that one. That's going to put the Lightning up 4-1. Change up the lines a little bit. Daley and Butcher and Carr out. Maybe that's been played as. Battle along the boards. St. Cloud coming in. Good centering pass. Good defense. Peterson loves it. Boys stayed persistent on that last goal, not letting anything slide, and they were able to clean up that goal. St. Cloud pushing it back to the blue line. Tried to take a shot, but deflects off a Butcher. They're going to keep it deep. Loose puck out front. Backhand just goes wide. Horton picking it up in the corner. Trying to pass up to Daley. Good stick battle by St. Cloud, preventing Daley from getting it off, but quick clear. St. Cloud's got to take up, and that's going to be the end of the first period. End of the first period, Lightning up 4, St. Cloud 1. Giving the players a minute to rest. Glad to see all the boys being able to make it down. Road's getting a little treacherous on the way here. Winter advisory coming in through St. Cloud. Looks like it's going to hold south of the Brainerd area. We are due to stick around for Sauk Rapids game at 4:45, I believe it is, if memory serves me correctly. So we'll be live on the Sauk Rapids rink later today, pending things get any worse. But that rink is only 15 minutes away. Hopefully we'll be able to continue with that game. It's the ride home that everybody's dredging. All right, that intermission brought to you by Lakes Tile. Back at it, 15 minutes getting put back on the board for the second period. Again, Lightning leading 4-1 as we kick off the second period. Carr runs into some traffic right at the blue line. Good pressure being kept from Butcher. And St. Cloud able to clear it. They're skating through in the neutral zone. Picked up by Daley back. Clears the zone. And that might be a little, no icing. Good stick on from Kilmer. Deflects any sneak around attacks. Kilmer trying to clear, just bounces off the stick though. St. Cloud rounding the boards. Misinterpreted pass, centering option, but I think that might have been Lightning trying to push it out. Carr picking it up. Skates by one. He's got Daley with him. Pushes it out. Lost. Saved by the Tendy. Carr still maintaining control. Good stick comes off from St. Cloud, pushes it away. Loose puck underneath some feet. Daley's going to pick it up. He's going to take a shot. Hits St. Cloud. Still loose underneath some skates. Good battle up from Carr. Tries to put one on net, just goes wide. St. Cloud trying to clear, but hits the back of the net. Christenson coming fresh off, and he keeps it in play, dumps it in. Forwards looking for a change. Moroni coming out. Horton also fresh off the ice. It might be an offsides as Daley was trying to skate out. 13:22, second period. Intentional offsides being called, center drop. Pushing it back. Horton picking up at the blue line, trying to push up the Kes. Kes is going to use the boards. Nope. Icing already waved off. Moroni trying to push it over to center, but St. Cloud gets a good stick on it as well. St. Cloud gets a good clear. Horton off to the races. Centering option, but Kes is there to pick it up. Tries to clear out to Moroni, but gets over to Horton. Dumped in. St. Cloud being the first to pick it up. And they're able to clear it. One-on-one. Christenson going to keep the pressure. Knocks it loose, but St. Cloud still being able to pick it up. Taking a wind-up shot. And they are going to put one in the back of the net. From top circle. And that's going to be goal number 2 for the home team, St. Cloud. Lining up still 4-2, but St. Cloud closing that deficit. We'll see if Carr's ready to answer another one. St. Cloud wins the face-off. They're coming through the neutral zone. Good stick from Evanson, but St. Cloud still electing to take a shot. Saved by Peterson. Loose puck and gets knocked out loose. Offsides being called on St. Cloud. Carr pushing it deep, hits off the stick of St. Cloud. St. Cloud hitting their man right at the blue line. They're electing to dump it in. Round of the board, Evanston, St. Cloud first to pick it up. Kilmer's going to try skating it out. Good sticks by St. Cloud, keeping it in. And cleared. St. Cloud misinterpreted their pass, having to reclaim it, but they're able to clear the zone. We got a couple guys deep, and we have to hold up. St. Cloud picks up in the neutral zone. Shot on goal, saved by Peterson. .11:24 remaining in the second period. Lightning looking at changing the line. Moroni trying to push it over to Hogue. Moroni taking his time behind the net, pushes it over, sees Kes over there. Tries to bounce it off the boards, unable to do so. Lightning trying to reclaim it behind the net. Do so. Dauber's going to try to put a stick on it. Lost underneath him, some skates, gets knocked loose up to the top slot. Kick saved by Peterson. Loose puck still. And Moroni's going to take it out. Tries to push it up to hit Kes. And St. Cloud going to pick it up in the neutral zone. Good stick by Kes. Knocked it loose. Puts one on behind the net. Hogue's going to be there to pick it up. Hogue trying to backhand it in. Get closer to the net. And St. Cloud going to round the boards. Interference being called on Moroni. No, body check. Moroni going to the sin bin for a minute and a half at 10:15. Lightning still up 4-2. One to watch back. Looked like a clean little rubbing is racing, but ref's gonna call it. Heavy defense expected on this Emily Santa-Gravel penalty kill. Good clear on the Lightning. That's gonna be an offsides on St. Cloud. Ref's calling for intentional, going to center drop. Carr pushing it deep. St. Cloud trying to get it clear. Does so. One-on-one, Kilmer got to keep the pressure. Touched by St. Cloud. No icing. Carr's going to match up with him. Pokes away. Shot on goal. Still loose puck. They are going to call it in. Looked like Tendy tried to cover and unable to get it secure as it knocked loose. And they're going to put one in. Shorthanded goal for the Lightning. Penalty taken off the clock. I did not see what time. They're still going to call a minute for Moroni on the penalty kill. Shot kick saved by Peterson. Might have to watch that back. I think Moroni's gonna stick in for high sticking, waved off. as we touched it, or St. Cloud touched it after we did on the high sticking. Shot on goal, looking for tip. Goes to the corner. Centering option just above the paint. Missed their mark. Daley skating out with it. Maneuvering. It's going to be an offsides as we were just a little too quick getting it. No, not offside. Too many men. Might have been a missed call on the refs. That's all right. Looks like he apologized for it. And back to playing some hockey. 8:48 remaining in the second period. Lightning still up 5-2. I think what the misinterpretation was is they saw 5 men on the ice, and what they didn't realize was Moroni's penalty had expired. But back to playing hockey. Dauber gets a good clear. Not enough ump. Kes off to the races. Tendy not coming out for it. Shot on goal. And it's going to be saved by Tendy. Tendy not stepping out to push that off. Kes had an opportunity, but a little slow on that puck roll. We might have been there in time. St. Cloud pushing out. They're clearing the zone. Good hustle by St. Cloud. Pushes one behind the net. St. Cloud quick to retrieve. And covered. .806 remaining in the second period. No, tip, called in a tip. It's off to the races. Who's going to get there first? St. Cloud Tech's going to make it. Back to the blue line. Christenson's going to line up. Looking for a shot. Stick staved by the goaltender. Lightning looks like they're still trying to maintain control. Battle behind the net. Somebody's going to be successful. There it is. And St. Cloud Tech able to enter the zone, but just mishandled this puck. And looks like Carr's going to pick it up. Carr keeping control. Just goes wide. He thought he had a good one, but just shot it wide. Trying to push it back to the blue line. Unable to get it there. St. Cloud Tech going to come in. Horton with them. Hits the pole. Covered. Covered by Peterson at 6:54. Might have hit the pole. A little savior on that one. Lightning trying to get a clear. St. Cloud lining up from the blue line. Takes a shot. Doesn't quite make it there. Good battle at the boards. St. Cloud able to pick it up. Pushing it back to the blue line. Didn't see where it went. Oh. It's off. Good deflection. Good save by Peterson. Host trying to get to it. Shot goes again on goal. Host trying to battle it out. Neutral, our center, top of the slot. St. Cloud Tech still taking a shot. Pad save. Push it out to the corner. Oh, icing. Just a little off target for Kes and the net. Moroni's going to send it in for an icing at 6-10.
Daley coming in strong, forces the puck off. He's going to be the first of the puck. Good save by the Tendy. Good stick again from Carr, but St. Cloud able to clear it. Horton's picking up at neutral ice. Trying to backhand it, gets right through some St. Cloud's legs. Dauber dumps it in. Interpreted pass. Oh, Daley puts a slow roller in and just hits the outside of the net, puts it in.
It's going to put the Lightning up 6-2 at 5:36 in the second period. Discussion at the blue line there. Moroni's going to pick it up. He's got Butcher. Butcher's going to take a shot. Just gets saved by the Tendy. Lightning still trying to maintain control. Center an option. Nobody there but St. Cloud. They're going to pick it up in the slot, and they're skating out with it. Good sticks and good skate handling here. St. Cloud dumping it in. Round of the board. Push up to Moroni. He's going to push it up to Kes. Oh, just out front. Hard slam into the boards. Looks like it's just a misinterpreted. Taking a shot. Harrison bench calling for something. Didn't see it. Might have been a slashing. I'm not sure. That was at 4:30 something. Shot on goal. St. Cloud goes behind the net.
Come on, Lightning!
St. Cloud keeping it in.
Hustle, boys! Hustle, Easton!
Evanson getting it clear. Moroni skating up with it. He's got Carr fresh off the ice, bench. And he's got put one in behind. 4 minutes of the second period remaining. Centering option, not sure where it's at, behind the net. St. Cloud trying to round the boards. Carr's going to be trying to get, oh, that's going to be a little too much on that one. Sounds like it's going to be a major for 5 minutes. 1 minute and a half, minor. Minute and a half going up for Carr at the moment. 3:42 remaining in the second period.
All right, Lightning, let's go!
This puts us on an Emily Santa Gravel penalty kill. Heavy defense expected by the Lightning. Center an option through the paint. St. Cloud unable to make that happen. Kilmer keeping the battle going. St. Cloud trying to get a good center. Good six on, knocks it loose. Moroni picking it up. Moroni's going to try to put it on net, but misinterprets the angle, and that's going to be an icing. Minute 6 remaining in the penalty kill. Lightning still up 6-2. A little misinterpretation back and forth, and a good clear. Not sure, is that Daley? That looks like Daley. Shorthanded goal. Daley the Butcher. No, Horton, sorry. Daley to Horton puts one in, shorthanded. Putting it at 7. 46 seconds remaining of the penalty kill.
Great teamwork, boys.
Moroni pushing it back to Horton. Horton's gonna use the boards, pushing it up. Just got on the other side of the paint, and Kes keeping the battle. St. Cloud trying to push it back and forth along that blue line. And St. Cloud pushing it in. Moroni pushing it up, trying to get to it. That's going to be an offsides on St. Cloud. Good time kill from Moroni, taking his time. 11 seconds remaining on the penalty kill. St. Cloud trying to make something of this with the neutral zone. Back and forth right along the red line. And they're going to push it up to the blue line. Carr kicking it out. Lightning's going to be back at full strength. Carr's going to take a shot. Saved by the Tendy. Minute 54 remaining of the second period. Lightning up still, 7-2. Kilmer picking it up after the face-off, but turnover to St. Cloud. St. Cloud entering the zone. Puck gets knocked loose. Hard shot. Goes way up above the net. Oh, Moroni trying to pass up the Kes. Gets a skate off of St. Cloud. Good stick by Christenson. Knocks it off. Chopped up. St. Cloud's going to have to battle it out. Christenson trying to get a clear. Battle along the paint. And St. Cloud tries to dump it in.
Come on, Brady.
Carr picking up at the blue line. Good stick from Kilmer. Prevents it from going too far deep. Oh. Evanson just tried to dump it, but got off her own skate. Kilmer come in with it. Unable to make it. And St. Cloud dumping it in. 30 seconds looking for a centering option. Dauber looks like he just got off the bench. Little rotation change. Trying to come through with it, but St. Cloud intercepts it. 22 seconds remaining in the period. Good stick from Butcher. And that's going to be the end of the second period. End of the second period, Lightning leading 7-2. Let's see if they're going to zam or not. Looks like just a minute went up on the board and already started, so I don't think any zam is going to be occurring between this period, so stick around. adjusting some camera angles here, as we might have been falling. Hopefully it's been coming in good for you at home.
Had a lot of people watching. Maybe tell me about getting to 2:30.
All right, I'm being told that our Sauk Rapids game has been adjusted to 2:30 p.m. today. So for those wanting to tune in for that, not 4:45, it will be at 2:30. We'll put a Facebook status update on that one as well, so that way you can make sure to tune in live. All right, looks like Moroni, Host, and Gerhardt coming out for the drop, and Evanson and Dauber back on defense. Confirmed 11, 64, and 18. Host wearing the number 11, Gerhardt wearing the number 64. St. Cloud trying to put one on net, but gets on the side of the net. They're still maintaining control. Center in option. Gonna take a shot. Saved by Peterson. Push it off to the corner. Moroni trying to backhand it somewhere, but picked up at the blue line. Takes a shot. Loose change out front, and Dauber's going to pick it up. St. Cloud forces a turnover. Oh, just underneath the pads of Peterson. He wasn't able to get down on it in time. St. Cloud trying to stuff one in, and they will do so. Lightning up 7, St. Cloud 3. Good stick from Carr, but St. Cloud's going to push it in. Kilmer first to get to it. Trying to push it back. St. Cloud pushing one on net, but cleared. Butcher picking it up. He gets it clear. Not enough sauce on that. Butcher off to the races. Tries to get to it. Both St. Cloud and Butcher goes down. Butcher back on his feet. No, sorry, that's Daley. Apologize on that. That's Daley. Put one on backhand. Kilmer trying to put one on net. Just fans on the shot. Hits a skate of the St. Cloud. Centering option. Right through the Daley again, trying to push one on. No, that's Butcher.
Come on, boys!
And puck comes loose. St. Cloud trying to, Lightning trying to sneak it around, but St. Cloud not able to let that happen. Centering option, and they are going to get one in. St. Cloud coming back with a vengeance. Lightning up still 7-4, but they've closed the deficit by 2 in the matter of 2 minutes and 18 seconds. St. Cloud dumping it in. Horton trying to get to it. Hogue trying to get to it, but St. Cloud still being successful. Looking for a centering option. Top circle just goes wide. Kes picking it up. Trying to push it up to Moroni. Mishandled puck by St. Cloud. Horton picks it up. Horton's coming in, and he will answer that goal with another of his own. Increasing the deficit. Now 8-4. pushing it in. St. Cloud able to get it clear. Hits their man neutral ice. Good poke check away, but St. Cloud is still able to maintain control. Neutral ice entering the zone. Dauber picks it up. Tries to push it up to the blue line, but loose puck behind. Carr picking up possession. And that's going to be an icing call on St. Cloud. .28 remaining in the third period. Lightning still up 8-4. Moroni back to Evanson, trying to get some through the traffic, but St. Cloud able to put a stick on it. Kes and Binda keeping the pressure. Just a little outside the line. Lightning's got Tag up. And St. Cloud able to see it and execute and rob them. Shot from the blue line, bouncing puck. Moroni picking it up. Trying to push it up to Kes, but St. Cloud intercepts it. That's going to be an offsides on St. Cloud. .55 remaining. No intentional offsides on that. They'll take one right outside the paint. St. Cloud entering the zone, stick handling it. No pressure, shot on goal, pad save. Another shot on goal, saved, and covered by Peterson. No, loose, nope, whistle blowing. .42 remaining. St. Cloud pushing it back. In the slot, shot, saved by Peterson. Another shot, looked like a kick save by Peterson again. St. Cloud dumping it in. Carr's back there to pick it up. That's going to be a delayed call. Tripping. Looks like they're going to call the tripping on the car. Oh, they're putting two of them in, one on each side. All right, looks like we're going to be on a Emily Santa Gravel penalty kill. Looked like our player went down first, but they're going to call us as the tripping penalty. Behind the net, I don't know if we'll have a good viewpoint of it, as the goalie cam is sitting over on the other side. Saved by Peterson. .10:06 remaining of the third period. Shot on goal goes wide. St. Cloud picking it up. Trying to push it out to blue line. Blue line nowhere there to be seen. Moroni's going to keep some pressure. Short-handed. Shot on goal. Looked like a chest protector save. Bounce out to the corner. Kilmer battling it out. Out front, shot on goal, and they will put one in. St. Cloud closing the deficit, 8-5 now. Lightning still leading at 9-12. We will get one out of the box though. 5-on-5 hockey remaining. Battle in neutral ice. Kes taking it out. Nobody there to crash the net. Kes pushing over to Daley. Daley getting tied up by St. Cloud. Centering option. St. Cloud only there to be the ones to pick it up. Icing being called on St. Cloud as they missed their mark at 8:48. Discussion happening behind the net. Looked like from here it looked like we were tripped first, but the penalty was called on us. Coach is looking for an explanation, but we were one in the box, and St. Cloud was able to execute on their power play. Lightning coming out with a vengeance. Loose puck. Tendy tried to cover, unable to do so. Looked like Moroni was there helping to clean the house, and did so. 8:41, 9-5. Kilmer picking it up neutral ice. He's got Moroni and Butcher with him. Oh, great centering pass by Daley. Trying to push one up front. Oh, another great think pass by Daley. Moroni racing off to the corner. St. Cloud able to clear the zone. They're coming out with it. Horton keeping pressure. Knocked it loose. Oh, shot. Goes high onto the glass. Carr pushes a little past St. Cloud. Trying to push it again. Kilmer there to pick it up. Shot on goal. And that's going to be the penalty, delayed penalty on the St. Cloud.
Nice shot, Lightning! All right, Lightning, let's go!
Interference. 7:34 remaining in the period. This puts us on a minute and a half for a Buster's Masonry power play opportunity. St. Cloud winning the draw. They're able to clear the zone. Evanson skating back. Again, two Evansons, 58. Easton pushes it up. Somewhere. St. Cloud coming in with it. Amongst the boards somewhere. Cleared. And Carr coming in strong with it. Kes holding the line. Kes taking a shot, gets deflected off St. Cloud, doesn't make it to the net. St. Cloud looking for a line change. Evanson picking it back up. Sees Kes. Right at the red line. Good dump as they were past the red line. No icing being called. Icing on the Lightning. Moroni hanging out on the other side by the blue line. St. Cloud puts one just side of the net. Horton pushing it up. Moroni knocking it out. Moroni coming in with it, looking for a pass. Good save by Dauber, keeps it in play. St. Cloud trying to clear. Good skate by Horton, keeps it in play. And good clear by St. Cloud. Horton picking up in neutral. Trying to push it over Moroni. That's going to be an offsides on St. Cloud. At 5:35 remaining in the third period. Lightning clearing the zone, dumping it in. St. Cloud being the first to pick it up. Daley trying to get a good read. St. Cloud tries to pass it back. Saved by the goaltender. Loose puck still. Evanson pushing it back to Kes. Kes pushing it back to Kilmer. Kilmer's going to wind up, takes a shot. Oh, just hits the post. Kilmer trying to step up on it. And good stick from Kes, dumps it back in. Both teams looking like they're running out of gas. Under 5 minutes through the paint. Good stick from Daley. St. Cloud trying to clear, takes a shot from blue line. Loose puck still as the Tendy tried to glove it, but it bounced out. Good stick from Kes, knocks it loose. Evanson trying to battle it through. And good dump by Kilmer. Kes keeping the battle going. Icing being called on St. Cloud as both teams needed a desperate line change. And that's what they're going to do. 4:05 remaining in the third period, Lightning up 9-5. Carr pushed over Butcher. Butcher takes a shot, just goes wide. St. Cloud trying to clear the zone. Good stick by Horton, keeps it in, but St. Cloud coming in. And tip being called, no icing. It's a race by Evanson. Trying to backhand at the Butcher. Out front center, St. Cloud picks it up, takes a shot, and Peterson covers. Forward's getting changed by the Lightning. 3:37 remaining. Moroni trying to push it over to Hogue. St. Cloud tried the pass, but Kes intercepts it. He's coming to the house. Tries to put one over center. Oh, Hogue just tries to get a backhand on it, unable to do so. Moroni puts one, just hits the side corner. And St. Cloud gets a good clear, skating out with it. They're coming in the zone. Gonna see a shot on goal, and they will put one in. Closing the deficit again, 2:57 remaining, 9-6. St. Cloud dumping in behind the net. Kilmer off to the races, pick it up. Trying to use the boards, pushing over to Dauber. Daley breaks up a pass, tries to get it cleared. St. Cloud maintaining control. Pushing back to the blue line. Taking a shot. Like a save by Peterson, maybe. Both teams running out of gas. A little over 2 minutes remaining of the period. Carr picking up behind the net. Delay penalty coming on St. Cloud. Carr getting a technical. Unsportsmanship. Ref's calling for 5-on-5. Minute 30 on the board for number 3 on St. Cloud. Carr's in the box for a minute and a half. Three is not in the box. Ref's calculating out some things. 9 is in the box. I'm not entirely sure, but no penalties on the board. Minute 50 left of the game. Looked like a collision. Both teams went down. Horton trying to push up the Butcher. Butcher trying to dump it, but intercepted by St. Cloud. Good skate, knocks the puck loose, and Lightning get a clear. Minute 09 left of the game. Clear from the Lightning. No discussion. Kes gonna push it up. St. Cloud entering the zone. Unable to get a good clear. St. Cloud able to maintain in. St. Cloud picking it up. Gonna see a shot, goes behind the net. 38 seconds remaining in the game. Again, Lightning up 9-6. Shot deflected by Kes. Kes tries to knock it loose. St. Cloud puts a stick on it. Empty net. Puts one just on the side of the net. Lightning sees an empty net. Somebody's going to want a goal. End of the game. And that's going to be the game. That's the end of the game.
Lightning take the win against St. Cloud, 9-6. What a game. Fun to watch back and forth. We'll make sure we get that uploaded as soon as possible. Again, our Sauk Rapids game has, I've been informed, bumped up to 2:30 p.m., not the 4:45 time as it's been posted earlier on Facebook. Sounds like we're trying to clear the town before the weather turns for the worse. Haven't been outside yet since we've been here, so unsure what that weather is looking like. All right, well, thanks for tuning in. We will be live then at 2:30.